Everybody, I'm Kevin from Bitcoin for Beginners, one of your hosts. One sec, let me just check to make sure if it's going live. Okay, should be good. Anyways, my name is Kevin. I'm from Bitcoin for Beginners, and this is our Reddit event number 8 for our cryptocurrency subreddit. Today, the topic is going to be about stablecoins. And so you may know of Tether already, but today we're going to talk about a handful of other ones, how they work, the pros and cons, and just kind of get a feel for the overall landscape of stablecoins and why they're needed. I will be checking the live chat too. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask me there. Just give me 1 second right now while I get things checked. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so what are stablecoins? Well, and why do we need them? Well, if you think about it, ideally, we don't need stablecoins because they're designed to peg their values to the USD, which is the old traditional financial system that crypto is supposed to move us away from slowly but surely. Because the old fiat is relying on governments, and we all see around the world how governments are screwing up their currency systems and monetary systems with like hyperinflation and other stuff. So in the future, the grand vision is for crypto to completely take over fiat currency and for the price to be much more stable. But since crypto is still young and in its infant stage of tech and adoption, they're still extremely volatile. And so that's why stablecoins were invented and may be needed at this stage. So what are some of the use cases for stablecoins? Well, first is to hedge against potential market crashes and against just the general volatility of crypto. It also allows you to transact with crypto, but without price fluctuations during the time of transaction. Like we all remember or know of sending Bitcoin or Ethereum taking a long time for it to clear, and the price have changed significantly between the time we send and the time that it is confirmed sufficiently. Also, being able to, stablecoins lets us convert crypto into fiat or USD value on exchanges which don't have fiat on-ramps. Some exchanges only have stablecoins like USD Tether, and they don't allow you to withdraw or buy or sell into actual USD. It also opens up more altcoin trading against fiat-pegged trading pairs directly without having you have to move into altcoin to Bitcoin to fiat value and then back. It also gives you the ability to transfer fiat value quickly between exchanges within hours in terms of it confirming, instead of doing like bank deposits or withdrawals, which takes days when it comes to like USD transacting with banks. So what are the 4 major categories of stablecoins? Well, first is the fiat collateralized stablecoins, in which they are backed usually 1-to-1 with USD, but it can also be done with like euros or other types of fiat. Number 2 is commodity collateralized stablecoins. These have other physical assets that are stored that back the coin, and hence their value of these stablecoins are pegged to those assets. One popular asset is of course gold. Number 3, you can actually collateralize stablecoins with crypto, and those use crypto coins like Ether or whatnot to back its value. And this is much more complex in terms of the mechanism that makes this happen. And it is pegged to USD, but it is backed by crypto. Number 4 is algorithmic supply stablecoins. These aren't collateralized at all, but instead they use kind of like central bank algorithms in order to change the supply and in order to increase or decrease the supply, in order to change the demand, and thus trying to stabilize the coin's price. There are dozens of stablecoins out there, but we're going to discuss the most interesting and the most popular ones. Let's just see real quick Okay, no one on the live chat yet. Okay, let me get back to this show. First one we're going to talk about is fiat collateralized stablecoins. Of course, the most popular one is the USD Tether, USDT, most adopted, longest existing, and supposedly backed one-to-one with the US dollar. However, they don't have any official audit and barely any transparency. They're offshore. They don't have to, they can't be touched by regulators in the States. And so a lot of people are saying that they are likely doing like fractional reserve banking, and it's not really backed one-to-one because they have been minting or creating a lot of USDT, and people are skeptical on if those are actually backed by actual USD. And if it isn't backed one-to-one, then that could be a huge problem because like if there's a bank run on USD Tether, it could be a black swan event and really crash the crypto markets. Also, there is supposedly a process to convert your USD to USDT and vice versa, but you can't really do that except on Kraken. But even on Kraken, the volume isn't high, so it can't support a bank run per se in which everyone tries to sell their USDT to USD. The price would drop rapidly. It is transacted on the Omni protocol, which is a protocol layer on Bitcoin blockchain, which means that USDT shares the same security properties as Bitcoin, which is a good thing. But a disadvantage of using this manner is that there's really no wallet options for your Omni-based USDT. There's only web wallets from Omni or Tether, and also just exchange wallets, all of them which are not really safe. USDT also has a ERC20 version, but it's not really supported anywhere, so it's pretty forgettable. What are the advantages of USDT, though? Well, it's supported by the vast majority of crypto exchanges, has by far the highest volume and supply, has the highest amount of trading pairs with other coins. Most crypto users are comfortable dealing with USDT, and just in terms of having done so before, it has the longest track record so far. Currently, it has a market cap of 2.8 billion and a trading volume of over 2 billion on a daily basis. And so, yeah, I mean, people are wondering if it in fact has 2.8 billion worth of actual USD in reserves. My bet is no, but I guess we can maybe eventually find out. Number 2 is True USD or TUSD. It's a similar concept as USDT, but offers more transparency in the way it is functioning. It's a USD ERC20 token, and the USD reserves are held in escrow accounts, unlike Tether that holds it in their own bank accounts. There's a purchase and redeem process with Trust Token Company, but you must go through KYC AML processes and do a minimum transaction of 10K or more. And you can always redeem exactly one-to-one with USD this way in terms of TUSD to USD. They have an audit every 2 weeks by an official auditor, and their liquidity has been growing. And so that's good. They right now have a circulating supply of roughly 117 million tokens, which is worth, of course, $117 million, with a daily trading volume that includes $10 million. So some prominent benefits of this is that they don't hold the USD reserves themselves, but in escrow accounts. This reduces the counterparty risks, which is a big concern with Tether. They also are openly audited and published frequently, as opposed to an unofficial audit for Tether. Number 3 is the Paxos Standard Token, or PAX. This is done by Paxos Trust, which runs the OTC exchange ItBit. They've also been approved by the New York Department of Financial Services, which makes it the first regulated stablecoin, of course, one-to-one backed with USD, purchased and redeemed on their website. And they had to comply with various laws and go through a monthly audit of reserves. Their existence is quite young, but their volume and availability is growing. Sorry, let me go back to here. It already has a total supply of 13 million tokens and a trading volume of roughly 22 million. Next up is the Gemini dollar, or GUSD, by the Gemini Exchange and the Winklevoss brothers. It is similarly regulated by the New York Department of Financial Services. Its reserves are held in the U.S. Bank, protected by the FDIC. They do monthly audits. And it's very new, of course, also released in roughly the same time. Tiny volume and availability. And most likely it's going to be tradable on Gemini Exchange eventually. Next up is the USD Coin. And this one is also released around the same time as September 2018 by Circle, which is Poloniex's parent company. This ERC20 token also has a New York bit license and has trading pairs on Poloniex. It can also be redeemed and purchased in a similar manner as the previous two. And one cool thing about the USD Coin, or USDC, is that other companies can issue USDC as well through a set process. So it's not as centralized, because not only Circle or Poloniex's parent company has to be in control of this, this issuance process. The next one is commodity collateralized stablecoins. USDT is bad news. Thanks, Seth Estrada. Let me just check the live chat real quick. And so one of them is, of course, Digix Gold token, of course, as you can imagine, backed by gold by Digix Global Company. It's an ERC20 token, and one of them is redeemable for 1 gram of gold. The gold is stored in vaults in Singapore and audited periodically. They also have a proof of assets, which is a smart contracts process which creates these tokens. So this offers a decentralized way to audit the amount of gold that they should have in reserves and the amount of tokens they have. And also, part of their process includes a Digix or a digital asset card, which is part of the token minting process, which is a proof of registration of the physical gold bar that is purchased through the Digix Global Company. So when they register it, it creates a digital asset card on Ethereum blockchain that contains specific data like the timestamp, the gold bar serial number, chain of custody signatures. This is stored in Ethereum wallet and fed to the Digix smart contract, which then mints the corresponding amount of tokens. And so this is the proof of assets process. Another part of the Digix ecosystem is the Digix DAO token, which is the governance token, in which they can vote on proposals like things surrounding transaction fees and so forth. And in order to create or redeem Digix tokens, you need to convert at least 100 grams of gold into Digix tokens, or vice versa. Now, this does rely a lot on the existence of the Digix company to provide the service, so that's a big risk. Other ones is that it can be impacted by the gold bear market, right? It's not one-to-one to USD, it's tied to gold. So if the price of gold drops rapidly, then so will the price of your tokens. They also have pretty low trading volume so far, like less than 100,000. And also most of it is available on Cryptono and Kyber Network, which are not huge exchanges either. Next up is crypto collateralized stablecoins. First one is DAI by MakerDAO. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, by the way. And they're an Ethereum-based token. The governance token part of this is MakerDAO, which you might have heard of. It's one-to-one with USD value, but it's backed by cryptocurrency. And to do so, it's an extremely complicated mechanism that is outside the scope of this video, but you can definitely go read into it further if you want to. But it involves things like collateralized debt positions, debt ceilings, collateral to debt ratios, stability fees, target rate mechanisms, feedback mechanisms, and more. Really complicated, kind of like financial wizardry and algorithms going on to maintain the stability of DAI. It's existed since January of 2018, and it's been decently steady through the bear market, so it can withstand a pretty far a pretty hard fall of like 70% or more of the entire crypto markets, which is good. And also, they have a medium amount of volume, availability, and trading pairs. They're on 12 different exchanges with trading pairs against 15 different crypto coins and market cap of 60 million so far with a trading volume of 5 million. Next up is Nomin or NUSD, and Haven is the collateral token kind of pair with this. As you can see, a lot of stable coins have also different tokens that are like brothers or sister tokens that do governance or collaterals or whatnot. This is the big difference with DAI, which we just took a look at, because for DAI, the collateral is Ethereum. But in this case, the collateral is Haven, their own coin. They have an arbitrage mechanism for stability in which they can lock up Haven as collateral or reclaim it to kind of affect the supply and demand and stability. This has been around since July 2018, so we don't know for sure if it can withstand extreme market conditions yet. Hasn't really been tested. And they also have extremely low trading volume so far of a little bit over 125,000 and with only 1 million in circulation. And it can be traded on KuCoin. Next up is the Steem Dollar or SBD. It's part of the Steem ecosystem with the more famous Steem tokens. SBD can be created or redeemed against the market value of Steem and USD at a 1-to-1 ratio. So basically $1 market price worth of Steem can be converted for 1 USD. It's been around for a long time, actually, since the summer of 2016, but still fairly illiquid so far, of around $500,000 daily, market cap of under 15 million. And the price of it has dropped down to roughly 77 cents before when it first started. But the high range was $14 in 2017 bull market, which everything was going crazy. Especially this is crazy because it's supposed to be $1 to $1 worth of Steem, but it went up to $14. People were trading this for $14. It's ridiculous. Now it's kind of dropped back closer to $1, which it should be in the first place. So we've seen that it's not that great at resisting volatility, but on the plus side, it was mostly to the positive side of things. So there's that benefit. Lastly, there's the non-collateralized stablecoins done so by algorithmic supply. One of them I want to mention is Basecoin, and this is not operational yet. It's in its experimental phase, but they had an SEC filed token sale of $125 million with large investor backing, which means that there's a lot of interest and potential promise with this project. It's controlled by the Basis protocol, which is a central bank algorithm that increases or decreases the circulating supply of the coin to kind of keep it stable, the price at least. The protocol self-regulates the coin supply based on info from different oracles that feeds it information such as price, supply, and demand. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but the price could be pegged to the USD or any other thing mainly. And it utilizes things such as the base bonds and base shares to affect supply. So we've taken a look at a handful of different stable coins, kind of give you a feel of what all is out there, how they work, the different availabilities, trading volumes, their maturity, and their track record. So I hope that was really helpful, but here are some final thoughts. It's clear that competition is heating up versus Tether, which is good because everyone thinks that Tether potentially has systemic risk for the crypto world, and this is reducing it. We see many different stable coins with different approaches and pros and cons to each of them. Hopefully in the future, we won't need any stable coins, like I said earlier, but for now, they should help provide the bridge for the crypto market to grow and connect with mainstream users, as these whole different crypto stablecoins continue to mature and grow and improve, and we could tell which ones will stick around and which ones won't. Silent but dead. Okay, but everyone, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I am on. Thank you, Seth Estrada. I check out your events sometimes too. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you learned a lot about stablecoins. I will be back next week with another informative topic. Let me know what you want me to cover. I do a lot of these breakdowns of topics around the crypto space, hopefully in a way that's easy to understand for the beginner and intermediate people in the space. But I can also do a deep dive, like I've done a deep dive of Nano before. I could do a deep dive of VeChain or other projects that you Redditors like. Just let me know, and I will catch you guys next time.